What's up, guys? I'm back to my Premier League predictions, match day 4. We've got all these 10 games to predict. Let's start off with the 12:30 kickoff today, because I'm in England now. Southampton vs Manchester United at the St Mary's Stadium. Southampton has a 22% chance of winning, 24% drawing and 54% losing, which means Manchester United will win. But Southampton are in 11th place with 4 points, and Man U are in 14th place with 3 points. They got their first win and first points of the season. We'll go to that later. But Southampton in the EFL Cup on Tuesday the 23rd of August beat Cambridge United 3-0 thanks to an Adams brace and a Ballard goal at the Abbey Stadium. On the Saturday before that, they played Leicester City, and Shea Adams did get a brace after conceding 1 against Leicester from Maddison. But then they scored 2 to win the game. Manchester United, however, got their first points of the season against Liverpool as they won 2-1 thanks to the Sancho and Rashford goal at Old Trafford. Salah got a late goal, but that only mattered with goal difference. So, my prediction for the Southampton-Manchester United game: Southampton 1, Manchester United 1. As we move on to the Brentford vs Everton game, let me quickly get rid of all those. Brentford vs Everton at the Brentford Community Stadium. Brentford have a 47% chance of winning, 27% drawing and 26% winning. That is because Brentford are in 8th place whilst Everton are in 17th place. Brentford have 4 points, Everton have 1. Brentford in the EFL Cup on Tuesday played Colchester and they won 2-0 thanks to a Lewis Potter goal and a Sorensen goal at the Colchester Community Stadium. Whilst in the Premier League on the Saturday before that, they played Fulham and they lost 3-2. Reed scored, Paulinho scored and Mitrovic scored for Fulham. Norgard and Tony scored at Craven Cottage for Brentford, but they still lost the game. However, Everton won against Colchester in the EFL Cup on Tuesday, and Murray Gray was the goal scorer at the Highbury Stadium, the only goal scorer. In the Premier League, they drew 1-1 with Nottingham Forest. Johnson got the first goal for Forest, but then at Goodison Park, Murray Gray once again got a late equaliser to get Everton their first point of the Premier League season. Remember, Everton are in 17th place, Brentford up all the way in 8th. That's why my prediction is Brentford 3, Everton 1. As we move on to another 3 o'clock kickoff game, it's Brighton vs Leeds. Brighton have a 50% chance of winning, 26% chance of drawing and 24% chance of Leeds winning. That is because Brighton are in 5th place and Leeds are in 3rd. But why? Why are Leeds in 3rd and they still have a lower chance of winning? Let's go look at the games. Forest Green Rovers lost 3-0 to Brentford at the New Lawn in the EFL Cup. Undav, Alzate and Ferguson was the ones to score for Brighton. In the Premier League, they beat West Ham 2-0, McAllister with a penalty and Trossard with a goal at the London Stadium. However, Leeds beat Barnsley 3-1 in the EFL Cup second round, since Sinistera with a goal and Cleach with a penalty and another one at Ellen Road. But in the Premier League, they beat Chelsea 3-0. What a game that was. I watched it in Turkey. Aronson, Rodrigo and Harrison with the goals. Koulibaly got a red card, but it didn't really affect Leeds because they were already 3-0 up. So my prediction for this game at the Farmer Stadium: Brighton 2, Leeds 2. As we move on to the third 3 o'clock kickoff game at Stamford Bridge, it's Chelsea vs Leicester. Chelsea have a 68% chance of winning, a 19% chance of drawing, and Leicester have a 13% chance of winning. Remember, Chelsea did lose Koulibaly and he can't play this game. Chelsea are in 12th place whilst Leicester are in 19th. Chelsea have 4 points, Leicester has 1. Chelsea's last game, they lost 3-0 to Leeds. They didn't score once, but Aronson, Rodrigo and Harrison scored at Elland Road. for Leeds. Koulibaly did get a red card in the 84th minute, and that's why he can't play against Leicester today. In the EFL Cup, Leicester drew 0-0 with Stockport at Edgeley Park, the League 2 side, but won on penalties 3-1. In the Premier League, they lost 2-1 to Southampton. Maddison did get the goal, but Shea Adams got 2 to win the game at the King Power Stadium. That's why for this game, my prediction, because of the Koulibaly loss, my prediction is Chelsea 3, Leicester 2. Now we move on to the third or fourth. I think we've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it's our fourth one. Our fourth 3 o'clock kickoff game. Liverpool vs Bournemouth. Liverpool's 89% chance of winning, 8% chance of drawing, and Bournemouth's 3% chance of winning. Well, that is because Liverpool are in 16th place with 2 points, whilst Bournemouth are actually in 15th place with 3 points, just above Liverpool. At Anfield, Liverpool played Bournemouth, but what was Liverpool's last result? Well, they lost 2-1 to Manchester United. Salah did get a goal, but that didn't really help when Sancho and Rashford scored 2 for Manchester United. And Bournemouth played in the EFL Cup. They played Norwich City. They drew 2-2, and Bournemouth won 5-3 on penalties. Marcondes and Jenny C with the goals at Carrow Road. In the Premier League at the Vitality Stadium, Arsenal beat Bournemouth 3-0. Odegaard with 2, Celebrell with 1. So that was a big game for them. They've had 3 big games. They've had Man City, Arsenal, and now they have Liverpool. It's a tough run for them, but let's see what happens against Liverpool. Because my prediction, I feel like they're going to get thrashed once again. They got thrashed in the Man City game 4-0. They got thrashed in the Arsenal game 3-0. And I think they're going to get thrashed by Liverpool 5-0. And we move on to the team that thrashed Bournemouth in the second game week. Man City vs Crystal Palace at the Etihad Stadium. The 5th 5 o'clock kickoff game. Man City have an 82% chance of winning, a 12% chance of drawing, whilst Crystal Palace has a 6% chance of winning. That is because Manchester City are in 2nd place with 7 points, and Crystal Palace are in 9th place with 4 points. Manchester City in a club friendly. This was their last game on Wednesday. They played Barcelona in a charity game, and they drew 3-3, but they did play some youngsters. It was only a friendly. It doesn't matter that much. Aubameyang, De Jong and Depay scored the 3 goals for Barcelona at the Camp Nou, and Manchester City, Alvarez, Palmer and Mara scored the 3 to equalise the game. In the Premier League, Man City also drew 3-3 against Newcastle. Gundogan got the first goal, but then Almiron, Wilson and Trippier all scored for Newcastle to get those 3 goals. They were 3-1 up. Haaland and Silva scored to make it 3-3 at St James's Park. Whilst Crystal Palace played Oxford United in the EFL Cup, Edouard was 1, Milojevic with 2, and it was a 2-0 win for Crystal Palace at the Kassam Stadium. Well, in the Premier League, Crystal Palace beat Aston Villa 3-1. Watkins did score to make it 1-0 to Villa, but then Zaha got a brace and Mateta got 1 to make it Crystal Palace 3, Aston Villa 1 at Selhurst Park. So, at the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City are playing Crystal Palace, and my prediction for this game is Manchester City 3, Crystal Palace 0. And now we move on to the 5:30 kickoff, the late kickoff on Saturday at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal have a 75% chance of winning, 15% chance of drawing with Fulham, and Fulham have a 10% chance of winning. That's because Arsenal are top of the table after 3 games with 9 points, whilst Fulham are 7th place with 5 points. And well, Arsenal's last game, they thrashed Bournemouth 3-0. Odegaard with a double, and then Saliba with 1 at the Vitality Stadium. whilst Fulham played Crawley Town in the EFL Cup at Broadfield Stadium. They lost to Crawley 2-0. They didn't get a goal, but Nicholas and Belaghazi beat the Premier League side. But in the Premier League, they did beat Brentford 3-2. Bobby Reid, Palhinha and Mitrovic with the goals. Mitrovic with a late winner to win the game. They did concede 2 by Norgard and Tony, but they still won 3-2. So my prediction for the Arsenal-Fulham game is Arsenal 2, Fulham 1. And we move on to the Sunday games at 2 o'clock. Our first 2 o'clock game on Sunday is Aston Villa vs West Ham at Villa Park. And it's 42% chance of winning for Aston Villa, 28% chance of drawing. West Ham have a 30% chance of beating Aston Villa. That's because Aston Villa are in 13th place with 3 points, whilst West Ham are bottom of the table with 0 points. And Aston Villa's last 2 games, they beat Bolton 4-1 in the EFL Cup. They went down to Bolton, Charles with the goal, but then they scored 3. David Luiz, I think. I hope. Let me quickly check. Probably not David Luiz. Douglas Luiz. Lol. Douglas Luiz, Danny Ings, Luca Digne and Leon Bailey with the 4 goals at the University of Bolton Stadium. In the Premier League, they lost 3-1 to Crystal Palace. They scored 5 minutes, that was. Aston Villa with 1. Then Crystal Palace came with Zaha, double, Mateta. It ended Crystal Palace 3, Aston Villa 1. West Ham's last game was in the Europa Conference League playoff, and it was the second leg. They were already 3-1 up. But then they won 3-0 against Freiburg, so they are in the Conference League now. I will predict my Champions League, Europa League and Conference League tables. Either today, tomorrow or Monday. I just can't get in my head the predictions yet. But Skamaka, Benrahma and Souček all scored at the Freiburg Stadium to win overall 6-1 on aggregate. In the Premier League, though, they lost 2-0 to Brighton. McAllister with a penalty and then Trossard with a goal. They lost at London Stadium against Brighton. So for this game at Villa Park, I am saying Aston Villa 1, West Ham 0. As we move on to the second and final 2 o'clock kickoff game, it's at the Molineux Stadium. It's Wolves vs Newcastle. And the thing is, it's really tight, it looks like. 35% chance for Wolves to win, 36% chance for Newcastle to win, and 29% chance of a draw. Well, even though Wolves are in the relegation zone in 18th place with 1 point, and Newcastle are in 6th place with 5 points, that's a bit confusing. But let's move on to the EFL Cup. On Tuesday, Wolves played Preston. Jimenez and Adama Traore got the first 2 before half time, but then Preston scored 1 in the 48th minute. It was Woodburn, but still at the Molineux Stadium, Wolves beat Preston 2-1. In the Premier League, though, they went to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and lost 1-0 to Tottenham thanks to Harry Kane's 64th minute goal. However, Newcastle beat Tranmere at Preston Park 2-1 on Wednesday. Nevitt with the opening goal for Tranmere, but then Newcastle came back to win 2-1. It was Lascelles and Chris Wood with the goal at Preston Park. In the Premier League, though, they drew 3-3 with Manchester City. What a result that was. The goals scored Almiron, Wilson and Trippier. They conceded by Gundogan, Haaland and Bernardo Silva. So my prediction for this game is Wolves 0, Newcastle 2. And now we move on to the final game of this game week. Nottingham Forest vs Tottenham at the City Ground. 14% chance for Nottingham Forest to win, 20% draw, and Tottenham has a 66% chance of winning. That's because Nottingham Forest are in 10th place with 4 points and Tottenham are in 4th with 7. Grimsby Town played Nottingham Forest at Blundell Park in the EFL Cup. Nottingham Forest won 3-0. Yates and Surridge with a double. In the Premier League, they drew 1-1 with Everton. Johnson got the opener, but then 7 minutes afterwards, Murray Gray scored to equalise the game at Goodison Park. Whilst Tottenham played Wolves and beat them 1-0 thanks to a Harry Kane 64th minute goal. So my prediction for this final Premier League game of the game week: Nottingham Forest 0, Tottenham 2. Let's go look at the scores on the board then. So far, I am in in the EFL Cup round 2, I got 55 points because it is a double. The cup's a double points, remember. Jay got 38 points and Ryan got 43. So round 2 total, I won. And then total, all overall, game week 2, game week 3 and round 2 of the EFL Cup, I have 66 points, Ryan has 54 points and Jay has 50 points. I thought someone would go so far, way up the table, but that's not really happened. The only difference is 16 points. That can be made up in EFL Cup round 3. Let's see what will happen though. See you later for the Jay and Ryan prediction.